well, Friday. Aren't you happy it's the end of the week and you can just like unwind, relax, enjoy some good cooking? How about that? All right, is the recipe you've been waiting for. I have had so many requests for that recipe that we are going to do today. Is called cheese straws. It's just so delicate, scrumptious little treat that we use for almost every occasion I can think about home. I mean, you talk about weddings, birthdays, just whatever, graduation, you would have a nice little plate. There would be sandwiches, they call it light refreshments, and there would be cheese straws and just patties and a bunch of different things. But today we're gonna make the famous cheese straws. So come on in the room. Welcome to Spice Isle Cafe, and we're going to get started. So I use, it's very important before.
You know, just Yomi was saying greetings. She already grated her cheese.
Oh my goodness. Hi Yomi. Oh my goodness. I'm happy to all of you who are checking in. Hi Yomi. Hi everyone. And we're going to get started. I have to show you what cheese I'm going to use because I am not home, back home in the West Indies, Grenada. I use something called Anchor cheddar cheese, or it was from New Zealand. Now I am using a cheese from Ireland, is Kerrygold, another all natural cheese here. So this is what I am using. I cut out in it obviously, so that's why. So I'm actually using this cheese. All right, I'm just putting this away. Now I already, earlier on today, I weighed. Is very important because baking is more of an exact science than cooking. So I try my best to measure stuff ahead of time and have my mise en place here. So I have 1 stick of butter, which is 4 ounces, and I am going to put that in the mixer. And I have the cheese that I weighed earlier on, and it's also 4 ounces that I grated. The measuring cup, it was 8 ounces, so you would see with the 4 ounces total of 12. Okay, so you want your butter to be room temperature, nice and pliable. It's nice and soft. I'm going to put that in a mixer. Let me put this.
So Yomi was saying Grenada is her homeland too.
Oh, hi Yomi. Oh, that's amazing to know. Yes. I'll ask her which part of Grenada she's from.
She did that just now.
Yeah. So I'm putting in the butter. I'm putting in all of the cheese that I grated, which is another 4 ounces, because with cheese straws, you want to make sure you have the same, or I should say equal parts cheese and equal parts butter. And then with the flour, you're gonna put just a little bit more, but we'll deal with that in a while, all right? So I'm gonna put down my mixer.
We do have a question from Gabe. He's asking, does it matter how finely the cheese is grated?
Well, I think it does for the texture. I feel if you're using your grater, the smallest side, so not the side you would grate the carrots on, just that smaller side, I think it helps, at least for me, to get the consistency that I want. So I'm just going to beat that a little bit, and then I'm going to put in some mustard, about 2 to 3 tablespoons. But you can put as many or as little bit as you'd like, okay? So I'm going to turn this on, but you want to turn it on low speed, not high, because you don't want to whip too much air into it. So I'm going to turn this on and let it come together.
So Yomi was saying that she's from St. John's.
Oh really? Oh my goodness! That's good to know. am going to lift this up. I'm going to scrape down the sides of the bowl. If you do not have a mixer like I do, you can use you can just use a palette, or you can use a spatula, and you get the same consistency that I'm trying to get here, and you can just use those tools. Okay, I am going to put in, let me actually measure this. So about 3 tablespoons of, not tablespoons, I'm sorry, teaspoons. Don't want to put 3 tablespoons. Put teaspoons, or eyeball how much you want, okay? So I am just using these. Let me see. That's 1, 2, about 3. Great. Now, whatever mustard you have, you can use. I am using yellow mustard here. If you have the honey mustard or Dijon, but you want the ones with smooth texture. You don't want the ones with the grain in them, okay? So I am going to put that down in here now. I scrape down the sides. Now, another thing you can use, if you want to add some pepper to this, you can, like cayenne pepper, you can use that as well. I'm gonna mix this baby up. Yes, I don't see any place up here. I live in Texas, but I do not see any bakery with cheese straws the way we make it back home. So I had to learn how to make cheese straws myself here. So I'm scraping down the sides as per usual, because it's very important you do so. And then I am going to slowly, I'm putting on my hood. I call this the hood. I'm going to put on my hood and slowly add my flour. So I'm going to turn it on low again. This is to protect the flour from going everywhere. So I'm going to put a little bit at a time. Remember, you need about a cup, and I would say a cup to a cup and a quarter of flour for this, but just mix it in slowly.
So I have a question from earlier from Howard. He was saying,
let me pause. So I'm going to pause for a question, and I'm going to continue adding the flour in a bit. Yes, go ahead. Question.
Oh, and I suppose it lines up with what Yomi's saying too. He's saying, if I am to try it, but I don't have those mechanical equipment like a mixer, can it all be done with old-fashioned elbow grease?
Yes,
and
you
so
can.
Yomi just asked and said, I don't have an electronic mixer. That's why mine never turns out right.
No, but don't worry about it, because I only got this mixer for Christmas of last year, and I started to use mixer this year. All of my things used to be, let me show you. I use a bowl and this good wooden spoon that my mom used to call a palette. That's all I had before. So don't worry about not having a fancy mixer. You just use, you know, a wooden spoon or a spatula, and a bowl is just fine. Okay? And if all else fails and you don't have anything, your good old fingers, I'm telling you, it will do the trick. I'm going to continue adding. Yes, this is the wooden spoon. If you missed it, this is what you can use. If you do not have a mixer, don't worry about. I only started using this type of mixer this year. I got it for Christmas, and that's what I'm using this year. But trust me, for a long time, I just use these. Gonna continue adding more flour. Oh, before I do so, I need to preheat my oven. Okay, Google, preheat oven to 325 degrees.
Got it. Setting the oven to 325.
Yes, make sure and preheat your oven, people. Don't do it and forget like me. So continue adding your flour. remain on low heat, on low speed, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna lift this up and kind of show you the consistency right now before I add the last little bit of flour, and then check to see if I need to add cold water. That's the trick with any kind of pastry. Making sure that you have cold water handy is important, because sometimes you just need the dough to come together, or the consistency that you need, and you just need to add just a little bit of water, just so you can have some cold water handy, just in case. So I'm going to check the consistency now before I add the last little bit of flour. Okay, it is all. I'm going to just mix it because the bottom wasn't getting some of the mixture here, and I am going to add just a little bit, I would say a teaspoon of cold water here, just so that the bottom that was not incorporated gets incorporated. Okay, all right, let's continue this. This is fun, don't you think? I love cheese straws, and my husband loves them too. So the household is...
Remember, it's me teach you how to perfect them. Okay.
All right, I'm going to add the last little bit of flour. Okay, great. So I think I have it. Let me watch the consistency again. Yes. So you want it to be coming into a ball, but not forming a ball as if you were doing bread. You don't want that. So yes, I think we are ready, people. So I'm gonna just take this off to show you this here, this nice consistency. I hope you're seeing this. Okay, so this is kind of like what you're looking for. Beautiful. All right, so I'm just gonna put all my, move over to the other station, but I'm gonna put the stuff that I'm not using anymore in the sink. All right, I'm gonna move over on the other side. Okay, let me just wipe down my part. And then we are going to get to the real fun stage, which is the piping stage. All right, I'm just going to have this in here. All right, I'm going to give me a little hand wash. And then we are going to get started with piping. Now, this is another area where you might worry that you don't have all the right tools and all of that again. You just need one. If you can use, I am going to show you some of the tools I'm using. I'm going to use a cookie press, as well as I am going to use some other piping tips so that you can see that there are different kinds of piping methods that you can use. And if all else fail and you don't have that, you just, you take a piping bag or a plastic bag and you can just cut out the end and be able to do that, okay? So we have our dough here all nice and ready, and we are definitely going to I'm going to show you the different piping tips so that you can choose what you have and what you prefer maybe to use. Okay, so I have various piping tips. This is I think this is one medium here. Then this one, and they will give you different shapes. This will give you like a star. This is a 4B. And then these will give you like a little different curl. This one is 2D. And then if you don't have those, a cookie press will work. And you know, it looks like we are going to a construction site with all of my tools, but sometimes baking can be like that. So I'm just going to use, I'm going to show you how we use the various tools, okay? So here is the mixer, what we have all mixed up. I hope your consistency is similar or very close to this. Now remember, if you wanted to add cayenne pepper or something to yours to add an extra flavor, that's fine. For me, this works. So I am going to start on there.
So Howard was asking if it comes out kind of doughy because it looks that way.
Well, we'll see how it comes out afterwards. What do you mean?
He's talking about the dough.
Oh yeah, you want it coming close to like it's forming a ball, but it shouldn't look like bread. Like when I break this, it should come apart, you know? Because you still want that, it should be almost like a spread. You know, when you're making like a spread, that's the consistency you want. At least from the multiple times I've tried it. That's kind of what I want, you know. So you see when I press this, it's like a spread. So, yeah. So now I'm going to kind of show you if I was using these tips, how they would look. And then I'm going to use a cookie press to pipe out the rest of the stuff, okay? You guys can comment and tell me how you're doing. I'm gonna move these up so you can see how I'm doing this. So I am using the one medium piping tool here, so you can see that. And then I am going to add the cookie press where I'm definitely gonna go by faster. So
Gabe was saying, okay, or you're using a fancy piping mold, but Yomi was asking, will measurements be added after the live?
Oh, I have had the recipe. What do you mean? The recipe is on Spice Isle Cafe, and you just have to press cheese straws and you would see all of the measurement, unless you're talking about the measurements.
We'll post it on the video too.
Yeah, unless you're talking about these different tips that I use to pipe it out. That would be the only thing.
Yomi saying that she used the Ziploc bag the last 2 times. But finally on the cookie press, Katie Bright is saying they use a Ziploc bag too.
Yeah, Ziploc bag, but I find when I use a Ziploc bag, because it's not frosting, it's harder to push out because this is thicker than frosting. So I am going to use my fingers and this tip to push it out. And if you don't have it, yes, you can go ahead and use you know, a piping bag and just cut out the ends and push it through. And if you don't have that, you can use a cookie press. But I'm going to show you at least these 2 methods where you can use this. Okay, so this one.
And Gabe was asking, does frying work too, or only baking?
No, this I have not tried because it's really butter and cheese. So if you fry it, it probably would just spread out in the oil because it's just a bunch of different fat that you're using. Oil, butter, and then you have cheese on top of that. So baking is what helps here. Okay, so I am going to show you the different tips and how they come out. So this one is the one medium. And I am just going to hold with my index finger and my thumb and then just press with my other thumb in and show you how this one comes out. Okay, so you have one like this. I'm going to do another one using this tool. Now, cheese straws can be a bit funny. Sometimes the weather, your oven, you know, just the type of cheese you use, it's very, very finicky sometimes. So don't worry if you know, your first time trying it or second time trying it, it doesn't come out. Because even before this live, I've done this multiple times to make sure I get it right because of using different type of cheese and different type of temperature. So here we go. I'm just showing you this different style here, you know, that you can use. I'm going to do one more with this tip and I'm going to switch the tips to show before I start using my cookie press. Here's another one. Okay, and I'm gonna just twist. Great. So that's that with this cookie press. I'm gonna put that aside. I'm gonna show you the other cookie press. I'm sorry, not the cookie press, sorry, the tip. I'm gonna show you the tip. See, I'm ready to eat the cheese straws already. I'm already making. So this one is a 2D. Let's see how it comes out. It's gonna be almost like another flower, but let's see how it comes out. It's very similar. Very similar. It's like a small, I don't know, a small daisy or something type of flower. Here it is. I'm gonna press and then twist out. Good, I like that. It looks like a brooch to me. I know. Here I am doing another one. This is the 2D. Remember I used the one medium and now I'm using a 2D. And I'm just going to press in here. Yes, I like this type of flower. I don't know what type of flower it is. I just thought it was a daisy or something. So that's that. And now I'm going to use another tip. Put that aside. I'm going to use another tip. This tip is, what number is this one? I don't even think this one has a, yeah, this one is a 4B, a 4B tip. Now, you know, you may ask yourself, where can I get things like that? Amazon. You can definitely go to Wilton and, you know, in places like Joann's and Michael's and places like that. So I'm using a 4B right now. Let's see how this one comes up. Oh my, no, this reminds me of those that we traditionally have home. This type of shape. So I'm going to make a couple of these for sure. I'm going to press in here and just press down and twist. Now you can definitely make these longer. You don't have to just, I am choosing to make them kind of like flowers, but you don't have to make them like flower. You can use the same tips and pull them down, okay? let me show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to use the same tip and show you that you don't have to make it like a flower if you don't want to make it like a flower. You can just, again, once they're, this is wide. You only need them like an inch apart, but I am just giving myself some space because I'm using different tips to show you what it's all about. Now let me just show you how I can do this long. See? Yeah. So if you wanted this long, you can just do it long. That's the fun thing about pastry. I think you know you get to play around different shapes and fun things that you can do with them. I'm going to do another one long.
So Andrea was saying that they look beautiful. Yomi says she got hers on Amazon for $7.
Beautiful.
And Gabe was saying that's nice. They look very decorative and tasty.
Yes. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put away these tips, and I am going to use my cookie press and actually, you know, pipe these things out very quickly. So I'm using a star tip for the cookie press, and I'm just gonna like, you know, pipe them down a couple inches, and we are gonna get baking because these need, because I'm baking it at 325, for me I realize it takes a good 15 minutes or so. It just depends on your oven. Some ovens, if you are going to be making it at a higher speed, definitely 10 minutes. But if you're making it at a slower speed, anywhere between 275 to 325, you need to make sure and give it some time to cook. So it could be nice and decadent. All right, so I'm going to pull this up, close my cookie press. Yes, I have to make sure everything is fitting nicely so it comes out great. Press this baby down. Hear that crack? Yes, it's time to go. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. So I just put my cookie press mouth, if you will, on the baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and I just press down and come down. Now, because this doesn't have a tip as if it is like one of those here, I have to kind of angle it, all right? So I'm just making sure it comes down like, you know, 3 inches or something. Woo. Okay, this one was kind of long. So you can ask your questions. I hope that you guys would give this a try. Do not forget to like and subscribe and all of that. Let me tell you, cheese straws is one of them. I mean, look at all kind of fancy swirls you can do with cheese straws. I'm telling you. Don't worry about how it comes out before you put it in the oven. You just have to make sure it's all just nice and beautiful with your cookie press. Woo! Yes, sister. Look at these babies. I'm gonna add some more to this and then pipe the rest on my other cookie sheet and put it in the oven to bake. And we will be having cheese straws sooner than you think. But you're free to ask me any questions. I have tried this many times before I get the hang of it, because cheese straws, they have a mind of their own, okay? So I pray that these come out fabulous. And let me see. My cookie press wants to do its own thing today. Okay, let me open this for a minute. All right, let's push this down. Even Cookie Press sometimes they do their own thing. At least I have tips if the Cookie Press don't want to do its work, then hey. Now I think we're good to go again. All right. Good. All right. So let me pipe one down here and some on the side, and then we can put these babies in the oven. Those of you who are trying it, I hope that is going well for you. So I have my first tray in. I am going to put this in the oven while I bake the others, because I want to make sure to show you how these beautiful delicacy will come out. Okay, so it's going in the oven now for about 15 minutes, but I'll keep an eye on it. So about 1:45, I will check. In the meantime, I'm going to continue piping the rest of my cheese straws here. And you are free to ask me any questions in the meantime. Thank you all for taking time out of your Friday to spend with me here on this live. I love cooking and baking. I hope you do too. And hopefully if you look at these videos, you can be inspired, even if you're not a cook or a baker or anything, okay? All right.
So I want to know, can I eat cheese straws with my dinner?
My husband, he would eat cheese straws for breakfast, for dinner, for anything that...
You don't know that. You're just making up these...
No, I live with you.
False stories.
I live with you. I know you don't mind eating anything.
Just like
breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Yes. We basically use cheese straw as a snack. So if you know, in between snack in the afternoon, you can have this. Now, this could also replace, for people who love cheese boards, you can have cheese straws if you don't have a bunch of different kinds of cheese or whatever. You can make cheese straws and have like your other condiments with your raisins and your fruits and jam and all of that goodness. But traditionally, we just eat cheese straws like that.
Is it only certain kinds of cheeses work with it?
Well, what I found, you know, from my time of making cheese straws here in the States as opposed to back home, cheddar cheese and now this particular cheese here that I'm using from Kerrygold, they work better because they hold up to the temperature and so on when we bake it in the oven. Softer cheeses like you would use on pizza, like mozzarella and so forth, they would just spread apart in the oven. So I feel like if you are using a cheddar cheese, you're safe for the most part. Now, I know that there are different types like mild cheddar versus sharp cheddar, but I think once there are not a lot of things in cheese to you know, that's processed, try not to use a bunch of processed cheese because you'll get certainly a different texture.
So that means it would be hard for me to get my cheese straws with my Gruyere cheese that I like.
Well, I have not tried it with Gruyere, and maybe it will work with Gruyere, but I'm not sure. This one I have not tried. This one is a little too long.
I'm confused as to why you haven't tried it with Gruyere as yet, though.
Well, because I have another thing that I want to make with the Gruyere cheese that we have.
What is it? Excuses?
So no, keep coming. Is Yomi still on? Is she baking it now?
See.
Who else is trying this?
Okay. I guess Yomi's still on. I'm not sure.
Yeah, let me know if you're trying this with me, so that we can see, and if you have any questions, you know, I can definitely try my best to help you. Yeah, that's about it. You see? Ooh, I'm on the last little one. Yay! So I got, out of this mixture, you can say I got 2 trays worth. So here's my, the long ones that I made. And I awaiting what's in the oven to come out, and then I'm going to put this tray in. I don't put both of them in because I realize, at least with my oven, the middle of the oven works better. If I put this tray in and I put it at the bottom, it will bake faster than the one at the top. And then me opening the oven and that air escaping, it changes the texture and flavor of this.
So Gabe was saying he's salivating if that counts. I'm trying it with you, but it's like he might give it to try this weekend.
Oh my goodness! So yes, Gabe, if you are gonna try it this weekend, feel free. You can give me a buzz. Let me know how it turns out, or if you need any assistance virtually, of course. And I would be happy to help you along. So
Yomi said she's gonna wait until tomorrow. She just ordered a mixer and put her cheese in the fridge.
I like that. You are so committed, Yomi. You just keep going because it's not a competition, and you're in the comfort of your own home. You just keep trying these, and obviously you can message me if you have any questions from the email that I sent you before, which is info@spiceandcafe.com. So you can definitely send me your request, message, comment, whatever it is, and I'll be happy to assist you. Because listen, cheese straws is no easy feat, okay? The ingredients are pretty simple, but as I said before, the different types of cheeses that we use, the temperature of your oven or of your house or kitchen, it changes so much. So I'm gonna put on the light in my oven and just check to see if it's holding its form before I bake off the rest for sure. It seems like it's holding its form, y'all. I'm happy about that. So I'm gonna get, you know, these cleaned up as I await the rest of, or more or less this to bake off before I continue.
Okay.
But feel free, ask me any questions you have.
I'm just curious as to what else I can mix cheese straws with. Because that's
But I told you, you can put it on a cheese board instead of the various cheeses. Put cheese straws there.
Well, I don't want to do instead. I want to do both.
Well, you can do both if you would like.
I want to take a cheese straw and wrap it in Gruyere. Yes, I'm a genius. You don't have to say it. I see it in your face.
I have no words for this, y'all. My husband, sometimes I don't even know how to answer his questions.
So Yomi said, thank you so much. I'm grateful for this live.
Yeah, you are so welcome, Yomi, and I hope that my other island brothers and sisters who are cheese straw lovers, you can you know, comment below. Tell us how you do your cheese straws, or if you even like cheese straws, and what other pastry you would like to see made. And I would definitely try to work on that so that as time goes on, you have, you know, a live for the things that you like and how you want to work on that.
So, Yomi was asking if they can tag you on the Instagram with the finished product, and yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, certainly, certainly. You can tag me. My Instagram. You can. I am on Facebook and yeah. So and obviously the blog. So my video is vlog.spiceislecafe.com, my blog spiceislecafe.com, and my Instagram handle also is spiceislecafe.com. So you should be our Spice Isle Cafe. So once you go there, trust me, I'll get the message. And if you want to message me, as I said, for more information, you can go info@spiceislecafe.com and email me there.
So Daniel was asking if you tried barbecue and cheese straws.
Barbecue cheese straws?
Yeah.
No.
You know, with Daniel, everything is a barbecue.
Oh my goodness, no, I have not. I would have to find, you know, the ways to do that. To me, if I have to barbecue cheese straws, it will be almost like if I'm making cheese crisp, and I have to, you know, test it out to make sure that it will hold up on probably parchment paper, but on the grill, and see how that turns out.
Howard was Yomi saying she's already a follower on your Instagram.
Oh, thank you, Yomi.
And Howard was asking how long should it be in the oven? Have you already set it?
Yeah, so I put mine for 325 in the oven for about 15 minutes, because I realized with this type of oven it takes a little longer. It might go on to close to 18 minutes sometimes. And you would see on my blog I stated it's 18 to 20 minutes. Now that was because the oven I was using at the time took very long, you know, to get things going. So it took a much longer time. Now, if you are going to put your cheese straws at a higher speed, just know that you cook it for a shorter time. So if you're doing it like 350, definitely that's going to be 10-12 minutes. If you are doing it at between 275 to 225 like me, it probably is about 15-18 minutes. Yeah.
So Andrea was asking, does one shape cook easier than the other?
No, they all seemingly cook at the same time. It just depends on the amount. Like if you're gonna make the cheese straw way thicker than this, then obviously it will take a longer time. But I realized the shapes that I did today, they cook around the same time.
And what was it? Gabe was saying barbecue is a great idea.
Oh my goodness, all of the barbecue lovers are wanting to do this now. It's so funny.
So you said, I'm going to cook them over a smoker.
Well, that might be the next best thing, y'all.
I was saying they will just evaporate if he does that.
Yeah. So I'm just doing some cleanup as my first tray of cheese straws bake away.
About how much longer do those have?
These probably have another 2 minutes.
Okay, I know that because remember,
2 minutes
I'm the
or
one that
so.
taught you how to perfect it.
Oh my goodness. So another 2 minutes before I take these out. Now, cheese straws, for some, if you put things like cayenne pepper and you have, you know, maybe different seasoning or whatever it is in there, the color would be a little bit different. Some of it may look more golden brown than others. For me, what I'm looking for is if the bottom start getting golden brown, I know it's about the time to take it out, and the residual heat will do the rest. When you take it out and the breeze pass, you'll be fine.
Yeah man, just make the wind take that.
Yes, let the wind just take that, and the residual heat definitely will do the rest.
I know what I'm going to do.
But I'm telling you, it's smelling so lovely in here. So lovely. I'm gonna just dry my hands real quick. and put, woo, it smells like cheese straw, y'all.
I'm going to take sorbet and plate it with my cheese straws.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My husband.
I know, genius, you don't have to say it.
I have no words. Let me see if I need to bring this to exactly 15 minutes or it needs an extra 2. Let me see. Yep, it's time to take it out. Literally bang on target. 15 minutes. So I'm gonna take these out. Yes. And let it cool, and I'm gonna put in the rest, the extra set. So I'm gonna put these in now so I can get it. So right at the 7 o'clock mark, the rest will come out, but it's kind of what I'm saying. The top part is still sort of a white, but if I pick this up, at the bottom you see that nice golden color that you're getting, and I'm gonna let my husband do a taste test because I know he can't wait, y'all. He can't wait. But imagine how gorgeous that can be. Your friends come over and you have this nice plated cheese straws, and they can have an appetizer while you guys get, you catch up. It's to die for. So my husband is going to taste this, and I am going to wait for the others to come out. But basically this is how this works.
Let me see.
Oh my goodness, let him see. Oh my goodness, this honey. Yeah, it's gonna cool. Yeah, it has to cool just for a little bit.
All right.
But it smells so amazing in here.
Not bad for my assistant. Not bad.
Oh my goodness. We're still doing this.
Yeah.
Assistant talk. So yeah, I am going to start. I'm going to leave it for a few minutes here just to kind of breeze out, as I say. And I would start. I can use this plate to put some of this on, or I like using my handy dandy serving top here, and then to put this on here as well. So yes, I think we are good. Let me just get my spatula to start taking these out and putting it on top there, and then later on I'm going to put the rest on it, provided my husband don't eat it all up. Yes, so let me start plating these babies up here, because I need to start making room for, and they are very delicate, they're very easy to break, so you have to be so careful. Now I know these may finish tonight because my husband don't really give these time to.
I think I'm gonna order pizza and then mix them with my pizzas. Cheese on top of cheese.
Cheese on top of cheese, okay.
I know, that's a cheesy statement.
Lord have mercy, y'all. This is what I have to deal with. But yeah, basically I am going to wait for the rest of my cheese straws to come out in the oven and plate them later on. But that's basically it for the cheese straws. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them before we wrap up here, because this is what cheese straws basically would look like when it's done. Let them cool before you eat it, or if you're like my husband and you can't wait, you can devour them.
Please don't make this about me. Let's focus on the cheese.
Anybody have any other questions? If not, I know it's Friday night and we all need to do our virtual hangout or party or whatever it is that you do on a Friday night. Any questions? Okay, so I'll take them.
Howard was asking if they're going to get firmer when they cool, like cookies.
Maybe just a a little bit. So if the inside have, you know, just is just a tad bit soft, obviously it will be a little bit crunchy when they're completely cool. But for the most part, they're not gonna get so hard because cheese straws are just delicate little goodies.
Your lawyer friend, of course, always hating on me. Sham, followed by Andrea. Sham was asking if all I did was eat.
Oh my goodness. What's me?
Andrea was saying she'll be open 5. She'll take all the cheese straws, please.
Oh my goodness.
But of course, she doesn't want to save any for me.
That is.
Dave is like the dad jokes have begun. Oh, cheese, Dave.
Cheese. All right, y'all. I wouldn't keep you any longer. I know I'm still baking another tray in there, but we already have this done. I am so grateful that you took some time to hang out with me here at Spice Al Cafe for yet another edition of cooking in the kitchen. And these are cheese straws. They were highly requested. I want you to like, to subscribe, to share with your friends, your mama, your grandma, your macme, your compare, whatever. And shout out to everyone, you know, my island brothers and sisters, my West Indian friends, those of you in Europe and all over that's looking. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me today. Until next time, remember, like, subscribe, share. One love, my people. Bye-bye.